I felt like I was standing out in the hallway. I'd done something wrong and wasn't being let in class.
No, Kathy Ray, you never do anything wrong.
I,
Kathy.
all day.
Oh, Kathy.
All right, let's do it just a tiny bit of definition housekeeping, and then we'll move into our morning. Okay, for the purposes of reporting, anytime that you have a Jenny Barine, what's up? All right, for the purposes of reporting, if you are having a conversation with a stranger, somebody that you do not have a relationship with, they do not know who you are, and that conversation needs to be about real estate. Okay. Because if you're in line with somebody at the grocery store and they're in front of you and they're buying a soup you've never had before, and you say, "How's the soup?" and they say, "The soup's great," and you don't know how to reach them in the future and they don't know you're in real estate, well, that's not going anywhere, right? So that's not really a conversation. However, if they say, "Hey, I see your name tag. How's the market?" and you say, "Wow, I'm glad you asked. We have 1.25% or 1.25 months of supply. By the way, have you thought about moving? If you own a home, now may be a perfect time to either sell it or refinance." And they're like, "Oh, come to think of it, I was hoping I could get into your database." That's a contact. Okay. By the way, 15 years, that's never happened, right? Um, uh, You see what I'm saying? So if you do not have a relationship with the person, it needs to be a real estate related discussion. Okay. And the goal should be, how do I get this person into a conversation about real estate so I can determine if they're married to a realtor or are a realtor? And otherwise, I want them in my database. And the attitude that you should have, and I hate to say it this way, but this is the way I think about it, is if they don't end up in my database, they're going to end up in somebody else's database that doesn't care as much as I do. Okay. Or isn't as strong or well-trained as I am. And therefore, I don't want them leaving my site, because if they leave my site without my information, there's a good chance the next time they have a real estate need, they're going to end up in the hands of a poor realtor. Okay. So that would count as a contact. If you have a relationship with somebody, if you know somebody, and you would consider them to be a Met, the conversation does not necessarily, this is just my personal definition, okay? I believe that you have to earn the right to ask for the business. So if you do not feel like you have earned the right to ask for the business, then don't get all in your head around, should I talk about real estate? Should I not talk about real estate, or any of this kind of stuff? Just ask them some questions about their life, right? How's the family? How's work, right? Is everyone healthy? Is there anything I can do for you, right? Are you working from home? Are you doing virtual school and all this kind of stuff, right? And if you ask them enough questions about their world, they'll ask you plenty about your world, in which point you can bring up real estate if you find it to be appropriate. Okay. If you talk about nothing other than their world and real estate does not come up, yet you know them, okay, I would consider that a contact also, because you're making deposits. And eventually you will be able to make withdrawals if you provide enough value and you come from contribution and you don't have commission breath. Okay, Greta.
Two questions. One, I had a conversation with a lady in a parking lot, and it turns out she was a realtor, but we did have a discussion, and I just, gave her my card and let it go.
Yep.
And does that count as a contact, or do I just let that go as not one of my contacts?
I would call that a contact.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then,
and by the way, I would call it a contact, because I wouldn't say, like if she says, "Well, I'm a realtor," and you're like, "Well, here's my card, me too," and you go the opposite ways, I would still call that a contact, but you got to understand that's not going anywhere,
right.
right? A good response to that would be, "How's business?" Right? Okay, if you ask a realtor how business is, you're going to get one of two answers very quickly. Okay, there's only two problems a real estate agent has. The first problem is, I do not have enough leads. The second problem is, I have too many leads. It's all about leads. It's one or the other. I either don't have enough leads or I have too many leads. Okay. And if you have not enough leads then you can benefit from classes like 36-12-3, a little invite to the productivity coaching sessions. You could benefit from a team meeting or any of the classes that we have on the calendar, right? Say, hey, you don't have enough leads. Business is not great for you. Hey, I'm having a great time. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm learning a lot. Why don't I send you the newsletter that our broker sends us every day, and you can see if there's anything on that schedule that might be appealing to you. Okay, it's a super soft sell, right? It's totally from contribution. If they're interested, they'll say something, right? But don't let that conversation just go. If if there's somebody that has too many leads, the only thing they care about right now is leverage. And if they're not at Keller Williams, I got to be honest with you, they are not having any conversations with their current broker about leverage. There's no proprietary hiring system. There is no examples of teams for the most part. They don't have a person in leadership that is specifically there to help them build their business. They also need some help. So see if they can come to a training event of some sort. But don't leave that just alone. If they're telling you a realtor, you got to ask one more question, which is, how's business? And again, they will start complaining about very literally within 10 seconds. Okay.
I had that happen the other day. Yep.
And which
A
was
realtor.
did they not have enough leads or too many leads?
She did not have enough, or she was actually really good at selling, but she said that she just didn't understand the technology and she felt like she was drowning and she needed help, and I was like, that's what we do at Keller Williams.
Right. Well, you just say, hey, can I send you a video about some of the new technology that we have, and I'll call you tomorrow and get some feedback.
And I also talked with her.
Don't be like, you sit right here. I'm going to give you the entire KW value proposition right now. I'm going to walk you through command. You're going to love it. Sign the paperwork now. That's not going to go well. You have to ease it in. You have to ease it in. Right. What they're telling you is that they are missing a tool, right? Leverages tools, systems, and people, right? And technology, right? So they're missing one of those to take their business to the next level, right? So the question is, Greta, do you know Jenny? Do you guys know?
No, that was just me.
No, that was another. Oh, okay, I see. I didn't know the agent either. I was in Macy's and she and I were both shopping. Mm-hmm. And I said, now who are you with? And she said Berkshire. And I said, well, how's it going? And she said, well, I just got back into it and I'm drowning. I don't know what to do and how to do it.
Remember that Keller Williams has a class for everything. And we got a bunch of leaders here that want to help people build their quality of lives and their business as a result. And if they don't know how to talk to buyers, we got a class for that. You don't know how to talk to sellers, we got a class for that. You don't know how to make presentations, we got a class for that. You don't understand technology, we got a class for that. You don't know how to hire anyone, we got a class for that. You don't know how to tie your shoe, your arm hurts, your head hurts, your shoulder hurts, we got a class for all that crap. Okay? All you have to do is identify what their biggest pain point is. And it's one of two things. They either don't have enough business or they need more. Or I'm sorry, they don't have enough business or they got too much business. Okay. All right. Yes.
I got one more question. So you answered my realtor, let that go. The other question is like when I have a contact with someone in my database, like I'm reaching out, that's one. But does every contact have to be a new, unique, never touched individual?
No.
Okay. That's where I've been very like, what?
Yeah, don't get in the weeds of like, well, I think I counted that person 3 weeks ago, or don't do that. Right. Because the idea is you're spending new time courting that person. Right. So for example, when we're doing recruiting and we're having recruiting appointments, if it takes me 6 appointments to get somebody to sign up, so be it. I mean, it took me a lot of time, and that's part of my conversion ratio. So that means that every time I sit down with, like, let's say I meet with one person and they sign. I meet with another person, they sign. I meet with another person 6 times and then they sign. I meet with another person 5 times and then they ghost me, right? I got to track all those appointments to see how many appointments do I have to go on in order to get people to commit, right? Same thing. How many times do I have to talk to this person before they allow me to stick a sign in the yard? Because all that stuff is time. So we were just looking over some numbers to try to determine, number one, are we tracking our contacts properly? And are we being efficient with our contacts? So for example, if you spend 8 hours generating leads, but you only get 12 conversations, contacts, that's not either something's wrong with the numbers or you're on the phone way too long with these people, right? That's just not efficient. Because if you need 12 contacts a day to hit your goals and it takes you 8 hours on average to get those 12 contacts, you're in trouble. We need to get you a dialer, right? Or we got to help you learn the scripts better so that you can get on and off the phone. That's way too much time on the phone, right? I would say that if you're not using a dialer, you should probably be in the 7 to 8 contacts per hour neighborhood. If you are using a dialer, you probably double that. Okay. Mary, did you have a question?
No.
Okay, perfect. All right. Good morning. How is everybody?
Good.
All right, we got a nice group today. Who wants to, anyone want to share anything they're grateful for? Any cool opportunities you've had? I know a couple of you guys have put somebody under contract recently, right?
I got a listing under contract yesterday.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thanks. Now they can move
Find
to
that
Maine.
listing, Kathy.
That's Timothy Eaches, who used to be an agent in our office, who I developed a relationship with when he first came to Keller Williams. And then he decided he wanted to save some money. Y'all, he sold $2 million plus properties off the opportunity desk. He had somebody call him about $1 million plus property, and then they had $1 million plus property to sell. Those are the only two things he ever sold. And then he didn't really work at it because he thought, he had this golden halo. People called him on the opportunity desk. It was just, it was a God incident.
It definitely was.
And so then he didn't have any more business. He went to Atlanta Communities, and then he didn't have any business there. And then he went back to school. So he's moving to Maine. But I've kept in touch with him like monthly. And he called me 6 weeks ago and said, "Hey, I think I'm moving to Maine. I want you to sell my house."
So I'm taking away two primary pieces of information from that story. The first is everyone could serve as an opportunity in some capacity, right? The more relationships that you have, the more opportunities you will receive. Okay. Now you don't want to look at everyone from I wonder what I can get from you in the future, right? Don't have that attitude, obviously, right? Just be willing to share what you've learned and what you know with others, and the relationship will be natural. Okay. The other takeaway kind of combines with the next topic that I wanted to talk about, which was the difference, or really about 36-12-3 that we learned yesterday. I think the biggest takeaway from yesterday was the difference between lead receiving and lead generating, right? With all due respect, and I think Timothy would agree with this, he was in the lead receiving business, right? Lead receiving is, I just wake up and I'm going to trust that everyone that I went to elementary school and college and high school and I've ever worked with and I ever served on the PTA with, and all the parents of my kids' friends and all my neighbors are just going to call me when they have a real estate need. First of all, that's not all that accurate. And second of all, the problem with that strategy is that you have no control over it, right? So if you have 6 deals this year, it's basically because 6 of your people reached out to you. If the next year you have 1 deal, it's because only 1 of the people reached out to you. And then your income, like Aubrey drew yesterday, looks like this. And it's usually all below the line of what you happen to need to have your life by design, right? So we basically have 2 choices. We can be in the lead receiving game or the lead generating game. It doesn't make any sense for somebody, and Greta, to go back to your point earlier, we find this with a lot of agents outside of our company, is they're not taught the importance of being an entrepreneur and a business owner and having a plan and knowing what the daily rhythm is and knowing what they're supposed to do every day. And therefore they end up being in the lead receiving business. And you can't be in the lead receiving business and set a financial goal. They're not in alignment. You can't say to yourself, I want to make 100 grand, and then turn around and say, where are my leads? It doesn't work. If you want 100 grand, we need to come up with a plan on what you need to do every day to be on track, and you need to go do it. And you need to take purposeful action. But if you sit back and you're like, I wonder if there's going to be a well-qualified buyer that knocks on my door today and gives me enough time to change out of my sweats to put on professional looking clothes so that I can go show them properties that they've picked out, guys, that ain't going to happen. Okay. So you basically have I hope you're laughing at me, Mary. If you are, that makes me feel so good. Like, look, we have a choice. The beautiful thing about this business is that we can do whatever we want, whenever we want it, and have an unlimited amount of income. Okay. The people that are making significant money. I mean, did you guys hear the stories that Aubrey was telling yesterday? Right? Brand new agent, second year in the business, 300 grand. Carrie Veal's barely been in the business 3 years. She'll make over 450 this year.
She's a genius. Yeah.
I mean, with all due respect to Carrie, she's not like, this is going to sound horrible. I love Carrie, but it's not like she's the smartest agent in the office. She just does the work, right? I mean, she's incredibly smart, but she's not there because she's smart. She's there because she's doing the work.
Yeah, she
works her database. She really does. She has 3 children, and she just really goes to that second or third question, Bill, like what you're telling us we need to do. Keep digging.
What? She has 3 girls, and I have seen Carrie more. I swear to you, if you added up all the times that I see her when she's not with her girls, and the times that I see her when she is with her girls, by far and away, she is with her girls more often than not. Okay, I've seen her girls at this office in the last 6 months more than I have most of the realtors in this office in the last 6 months. Okay, Carrie involves her girls, and she doesn't say to herself, well, I got 3 girls and it's coronavirus time, so I guess I'll just sit around and see if any friends call me today, right? She goes out there and she secures the business. And I tell you, her quality of life and her family time are not being jeopardized by her production. Does that make sense? We've had her on this call a couple times, and we can have her back to share more about what she does. Those videos are all on the YouTube page. Okay. What did you guys hear yesterday in the in the 36-12-3 class about lead generation? Let's just talk about that for 1 second. Did anyone think it was a cool class? Is anyone committed to participating?
It was.
Yes, I did.
Share with us, Mike. What did you think?
Yeah, it was good because I learned too many things. It's like something for me. It was very nice because it just helped me to know what I'm doing. Because if you remember, everything you asked us to fill out, I didn't do that yet. But in my database, I got already 85 person that me contact.
Right.
And I'm working with 10 leads right now, but most of them, they didn't be yet qualified. But yesterday I got a chance. I signed just a brokerage agreement for buyers. And I think we looking for the house. The second one gonna be today. I'm waiting for Kathy, But it helped me a lot yesterday to understand too many things. And we got the homework. I think we got homework with groups, and I think it's gonna be good things on the Thursday. It's a good try. It's very, very nice. It's very, very nice.
The way you participate in the class is going to be the way you participate in outside of the class, right? And every class has the potential to be life-changing if you plug in and you engage and you participate and you do the work. Okay, every single one of these classes. Do you think if this class was taught and not a single agent made 36 transactions, they'd probably shut it down, don't you think?
Yeah.
So that's proof that this has the potential to work, right? And
Wait, do we have to sign up for it? I missed that yesterday.
yes. So I sent out a link in the Sunday email. There's also a couple links in the WhatsApp groups. To sign up, really all you have to do is type in your name, and you go to kwroswelltraining.com on the days that the class is happening, kwroswelltraining.com, and that sends you right to the Zoom link. Okay.
Thank you.
Did they record yesterday?
They are recording it, but Aubrey said that if you can miss, like, I think it was 2 or 3 of the 12 sessions to still graduate. But in order to get the recording, you have to what did he say? I think you have to do your homework and send it in or something like that.
That's it.
Yeah. So
And how do we get the homework?
there was an email sent out from Lee a couple days ago with all the downloads. Okay, all the student materials.
And, can I jump in?
Yeah.
We have groups. There are 5 groups currently, each with roughly 10 people in them. There's a group that I'm communicating with that we've got. We have 10, but 2 we don't have any contact information for. So Jenny and Jan, if you are interested in joining our group, would love to have you with us. So I can put.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd love to have you. So if
That's very nice.
I'll put my information in the chat, and then if you want to contact me, I can add you to our group.
Perfect. Thank
Okay,
you so
that's
much.
perfect.
Beautiful. And we're going to be talking this morning about those couple of people because I'm pretty sure I know who they are, and we'll try to figure out obviously make sure we know what their contact information is and get them involved. If you're not registered and you want to learn more, check out the weekly newsletter that I sent, or the weekly email that I sent out on Sunday. And there's been a ton of information sent out each day with the office newsletter. It's a free course. It's this 36-12-3. It's designed to help you get 36 transactions in 12 months simply by generating leads for 3 hours a day. You commit to 3 hours of lead generation a day, it should happen. Okay. Otherwise, if the course was bull, they would have scrapped it. Okay. So, and guys, what if you did 17 transactions instead of 36? What if you did 9 transactions instead of 2? Wouldn't that be okay?
Yes.
All right. So it's just about creating the habits. Like, it's not like if we commit to this program and we only sell 30, are you a failure? Hell no. You just made 400 grand probably. Does that make sense? So let's get comfortable with the process of building this. Let's also get comfortable with the failure every once in a while of not hitting your number, or getting yelled at, or botching a listing appointment. Let's have some fun. Okay. Okay. I didn't leave that much time for role play, but is there anyone that is dying to do a little role play? I will call on you if no one speaks up in 1.
Jenny Burry?
Oh, Lord. Yes.
All right, that's what happens when you come here now. All right, Jenny, what do you want to? What kind of conversations do you want to have?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, are you going to be the agent, or am I going to be the agent?
I will be. You can be the agent.
Okay, why don't we do? Let's go back to the 3 ask topic that we've been doing for a little while. Okay.
Okay.
I want you guys to understand that this. You should have these questions so deep in your soul that they are able to come out in a pre-planned lead generation strategy session, or in the line at the grocery store right after somebody asks you how the soup was. Okay. They should be able to come out of your mouth instantly. Okay. So the first question is, let's say I'm circle dialing around a neighborhood, and I'm inviting you to an open house that I'm hosting on Sunday. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, Jenny.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, Jenny, this is Bill Linkwald. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty. How are you today?
I'm good.
Well, I appreciate you, you grabbing the phone today. I'll just be really quick with you. I don't know if you saw, but right around the corner, we listed 123 Main Street, And it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home. It's got a big fenced backyard and a really open kitchen floor plan. It's brand new to the market. And we're going to be hosting an open house from 2 to 4 on Sunday. And actually, I'm calling around the neighborhood today to invite some of the neighbors to join us for a neighbor preview from 1 to 2 on Sunday. Do you think you'd be able to come?
Well, yes, maybe. I might invite my sister-in-law who has thought about moving to this area. But how did you get my number?
So our broker pays for a subscription for basically a directory of people and their cell phone numbers that live around particular addresses, so that we can invite them to some of our events and share with them news on new homes that have hit the market or homes that have gone under contract or sold. So that's just one of the benefits that our broker provides for us, so that we can provide great service to our community members.
Okay, what's the address again?
It's 123 Main Street. Absolutely feel free to bring your cousin or your sister-in-law. Love to talk to her a little bit about the process and get to know her and her goals a little bit more if we have some time. And
well, could you send me some information about it?
About the listing? Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you asked. What's the best email for you?
Jenny Vereen at KW.
Jenny Vereen at KW. Okay, that's VEREEN at KW,
Yes.
right?
Yes. .com.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So, Jenny, while I have you on the phone, anyone other than your sister-in-law that you chatted with recently that's considered a move? Anybody else that you can think of that might like to come to the open house, or that I could potentially help at this time?
I don't want to give you their name, but I have 2 or 3 other people I'm thinking about.
Okay, well, maybe when we meet on Sunday and you know that I'm not like an axe murderer or something like that, you can share at that point, right?
Yes, Bill. Yes, that's
right.
great.
All right, beautiful. And one more question, when it comes to real estate, who's the agent that you trust?
Oh gosh, what's her name? She sold us our house 2 years ago. I cannot remember her name. She has red hair and like really pretty blue eyes.
Okay. And she, I guess she doesn't like communicate with you too regularly, or you'd probably know who she was, right?
Yes, but she gave me this really pretty picnic basket when we closed.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I get that. Well, listen, again, the address is 123 Main Street, and I'll see you Sunday at 1, okay?
Okay, thanks, Bill.
All right, thank you. All right, so I didn't want to push too hard on the friend that she can't remember the name. Now that I know that I have an open opportunity, I'll hit her hard on Sunday.
Right.
Potentially. And if she doesn't come on Sunday, then I have clicked her as a contact, and I've also clicked her as a database ad. So she's going to be in my database. And then I'll make a note either in the command or in my journal or whatever. Hey, call this woman on Sunday, or call this woman on Monday if she doesn't show up at the open house. And then I'll offer something like, I felt like I didn't need to offer this on the first call, because it's not really a sales call. It's basically a permission call for me to have sales calls in the future, right? So on Sunday, I might offer my mobile app or neighborhood nurture. Or Monday, when I call her and say, hey, I missed you, right? She's like, oh, this person probably doesn't even remember who I am. No, I remember who you are, okay? And I invited you to this. You told me you were coming. You didn't come. I just want to make sure you're not in jail or something, right? Do I need to fill you out? Okay, because when I make commitments, I'm there. So I just want to make sure everything is cool.
What are the 3 questions? 3 asks?
The 3 asks, by the way, this script is in the Google Drive. So the first one I kind of skipped over, actually. The first one is, are you looking, do anyone in you or your family that is considering a move or has considered a move recently? The second question, or do you know anyone from church or work or your neighborhood that we might be able to help with their real estate needs? And the third question is, when it comes to real estate, who do you trust? And if they say, well, I trust Bill Linkwald, he's my best friend, I say, wonderful, right? And now that I know that that's probably not going to be a long-term opportunity, you just end the conversation. But if they say, oh, I don't really have anybody, and you say, great, I was hoping, I would love an opportunity to earn that responsibility to be your advisor, right? So would it be okay if I just touch base with you periodically and made myself available to give you neighborhood updates? And if you need anything, you can let me know. Like, for example, if you need a painter or carpenter or roofer or electrician or something like that, we're working with vendors all the time. and I can save you some trouble and give you a great warm introduction. Would it be okay if you know, you knew how to reach me and I knew how to reach you in the future? Something of that nature, right? So that, I mean, let's just pretend that that conversation happened in real life. I called one stranger and I ended up making one great contact who will then go in my database, who was super friendly, who, without even knowing basically anything about me, was willing to share her, I think you said sister-in-law's contact information, or at least invite her to this event. That could be an insane paycheck, you guys. It's just a matter of making the phone calls, right? If I ask one woman on a date for Saturday night and she says, no, I don't get to go on a date. If I ask 100 women, somebody's going to say yes. I hope,
I
right?
have a question. Do you tag them in your database, Bill, a certain way when you do that, when you circle prospect and you add them?
Yeah, I mean, in that short conversation, I didn't really extract that much information to, like, you know, hey, this person plays tennis, or hey, this person's interested in investment property, or hey, this person, you know, is actually a renter, right? I'll build that relationship as time goes. I would probably put them on a quarterly call for now, the quarterly call smart plan. And as that relationship, just to keep it super simple. And then the next thing I would probably look to do is to try to deepen that relationship, add data to the database, right? And then based on that, you know, I might on Sunday or Monday when I chat with her again, introduce the concept of the neighborhood nurture and see if I can get her on that smart plan, right? And then I just, you know, say, hey, listen, what information would you find to be most valuable right now? You want information on the value of your home? Do you want a vendor list? Do you have any home improvements you're looking to do? You know, I'm working with lots of vendors right now. I mean, a lot. Have you ever tried to get a vendor over to your house lately? Oh my God, it's like, I think I've got an opening in February, right? Like, people are really fixing up their houses right now. Does that make sense?
Hey, Bill, I have a question.
Yeah.
So if you run up across somebody, this happened to me yesterday. She was referred to me by somebody that I contacted, and she said she had a realtor. It was an older lady, so I didn't really push too hard on it. But would I get in trouble if I sent, just said, well, if that changes or you need any help with anything else, please don't hesitate to reach out and send my information. Is that against rules and regulations
No,
if I do
not
that?
at all. No,
Okay.
no. In my opinion, we are always competing for the opportunity. Okay.
Okay. Well,
So
my other thinking in that is that I have a lot of buyers in that area wanting properties, and if I keep in contact with the lady, and she gave me her realtor's name and number, but or not number, but her name, and I couldn't find her. So if I keep in contact with the lady, maybe I'll get a heads up when the house goes on the market. So I might have first dibs at the house.
right, or you just provide value that, you know, let's just say, for example, you set her up on a neighborhood nurture, right? Or you called her more frequently than her so-and-so agent, right? The one that no one can find on the internet. Then maybe you get the opportunity, or at least maybe you get interviewed, right?
Exactly.
Now
Well, that
again,
was my thinking.
you're not going to say, well, hey, she's old, she's probably going to leave the business soon, I'll be your next realtor. You just say, hey, I get it. A lot of people know a lot of realtors. How can I help you today?
Okay.
I like that Kathy had, I mean, I never thought about an agent that had, didn't stay in the business long, about following up with them to become their agent when they sell.
I mean, look, you're just compelled to go out there and have conversations that are full of value and contribution with as many people as you can all the time. Okay, we don't cross signs, we don't we don't talk negatively about other agents. Oh, Michael Gould, you don't want that dude, right? I'm Bill Linkwald here, why don't you sign with me? No, we don't do that. Okay, but we are nice and we offer value and we stay in touch. And if we offer more value and stay in better touch and continue to come from contribution, then we will have more at bats than the other guy. Okay, that makes sense?
Yes. Yes.
All right, you
Thank
guys.
you.
I appreciate your time today. Don't forget about the team meeting at 11 for orientation. If you're relatively new to the PC group or you want a refresher on kind of what we do and what's available and how it all works, we are doing an orientation today on Zoom from 3:45 to 4:45. 3:45 to 4:45. And otherwise, we have fall masterminds today. Gosh, they just came up with, this is the curriculum for fall masterminds. I'll be taking this. This is full of business plans and organizational charts. So y'all get ready. We're going to be learning a lot coming up soon, as usual. And I appreciate everyone's commitment to their business. Let's go out there and carve out 3 hours today. Let's go pour into a bunch of people that need us, and let's make sure that they don't go in the database of some agent that's not going to take this seriously. Does that make sense?
Did you send us all the links?
For fall masterminds, if you're interested in that, there is a link in the Sunday email, or you can go to masterminds.kw.com. There is a small charge for that. It's $49. That's today and tomorrow. And 3612.3, I also put a link for that in the registration, or the registration link in the Sunday email, as well as it's been in the weekly office email for a while, the newsletter. So that's where you'd find that information. Also, please don't forget to update your numbers. I have an abnormally low number of people that have updated their numbers, so just take a couple moments to do that for me. And I hope today was helpful. Have a great day.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank
Hey, Bill.
Bye-bye.
Bill.